Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. I'm joined by one of my fellow co-hosts tonight. Two of them couldn't make it, but they will be back on the next stream. I'm joined by the lovely Ryan, my little bro. You know, he supports a questionable team, but apart from that, he's all good. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. I would have preferred a little bit of a better intro. I thought that there's a bit of room for improvement still. It was nice, but I've had better, to be fair. I think Flawless would have done a better job, to be honest. So I'm sorry, but I think Flawless would have done a better job.
Big up to everyone in the comments. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the membership, guys. You know, can never have too many members. We'll get to you. We'll try and get to your comments. I know I've been looking at the comments. There's like a whole sort of argument going on. It's kind of like Chelsea fans and Liverpool fans.
Yeah, I'll get into that.
Yeah, so we'll get into that obviously a bit later. But Fata's in the building, so big up to him.
His drunk self, yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Allen is in the building as well. He thinks Liverpool will beat Chelsea 2-1.
I think we'll beat him 2-0.
Daniel's in the building. He thinks that Chelsea will beat Liverpool 2-0. And we'll get onto that in a bit. Big up to you guys. Who else is in here? Let me just check. S. Paco is in here. Big up to you every time. Who else? I'm just checking. I've not missed anyone. I think that's it, everyone, for now. I think so. Everyone's just debating in it in the comments. But yeah, big up to you guys. Oh, there's more people. Sorry. Big up Dupe. Big up Malcolm in the building. Big up Marshall. Big up Akin. Big up C1 London. He says, hello, my panel, man like Ryan and beautiful Jan. Put respect on my right back's name, man like Walker and AWB. Getting compared to him as a madness. You know, it's funny you say that because I swear Walker got 2 assists.
But actually, there's not much difference between Arsenal and Norwich, to be fair. So I can't lie. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, all these guys hyping up Lukaku for bullying Arsenal. Like, it's not a hard thing to do, really. Like, that's basically the equivalent of bullying, like, Norwich or Watford at the moment. Like, it's no big deal, innit? Like, if Lukaku was to come next week to Anfield and bully us and win the game for Chelsea and turn up, then I'd be like,
yeah, it's a bit of a different thing.
Then I'd have to rethink my views on Lukaku.
Yeah, like Arsenal is still like it's still that sort of game where you want to beat Arsenal.
Nah, I'm not being funny. Like, it's a big game in name, but
do you know what I mean?
But you know what it is with Arsenal. I always put it down to the quality of team you're playing, and at the end of the day, Arsenal are a big name, but they're not good, man. They're a bottom half team. Like, then I'm not being funny. No, I'm not being funny. They are. I mean, if Lukaku bullying Rob Holding and Pablo Mari, like, that's not hard, innit? I'd expect Origi to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd expect any half decent striker to bully those two, to be fair. So, like, if Lukaku comes in, turns up at Anfield next week against Van Dijk and Matip,
you know it's nailed on.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Now I should tell you why it's not going to happen. Because I've seen Lukaku disappear at Anfield all the time. I've never. The only time Lukaku's turned up at Anfield was for West Brom in This is like 2013 times when he played for Everton and United. He never turned up once for them. And bear in mind, that's when we had like Lovren and Skirtle at the back as well. Like, I'm not being funny in it. Like, if you're not bullying Lovren and Skirtle and Torre and these guys, you're not doing anything against Van Dijk and Matip. I'm not gonna lie. Like, trust me, he's not turning up that game. I think we'll win that game as well. I'm actually that confident.
Do you know what I think though? I do feel like
you know why I think we'll win that game? Because as much as Chelsea fans want to talk, I still think our strongest team is better than theirs.
Do you know what's mad though? I feel like Lukaku has like a point to prove.
I get
that. Like, I feel like he's going to have a good season because he kind of has to. Because the thing is, if he comes in now and doesn't have a season that's great. You know, people will just throw that whole, see, we told you he wasn't good enough sort of thing. So he kind of like has to, you know what I mean? It's one of them. It's like when you have a big price tag and it's like you kind of have to turn up, because if you don't, like we've already seen people saying Grealish, you know, he's not worth 100 mil and all this crap already. It's been like 2 games, do you know what I mean? And people are already saying this. If he came to us for 10 million, he's not getting that. People are saying, oh, well, he was only 10 mil. Do you know what I mean? So it just...
Hang on, what is this comment, right? Van Dijk hasn't played against a player like Lukaku. Yeah, he's played against better players than Lukaku and pocketed them. He's pocketed Lewandowski before. He's pocketed Luis Suarez before. He's kept a clean sheet against Messi. Like, I can name others as well. And you're telling me, oh, hasn't played against a player like Lukaku. Yeah, I've seen him play against boss games against players that are much better than Romelu Lukaku. Like, come on, innit?
So we've got a guest with us tonight, introducing a Chelsea fan. You will have seen him. He's a member. You will have seen him before on this channel. He dislikes Spurs probably as much as me. It's great. So welcome in Winter Surfer to the stream. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
You good, man? You good?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm good. I heard. Your team is not better than my team. Full strength. Your midfield is rubbish compared to my team.
Is it?
Okay. It is
when
rubbish.
we put Fabinho and Thiago in, it's not rubbish.
Well, you don't put Thiago in. He was on the bench at the weekend. You played Naby
he's only just come back. He's only just come back.
Still think
he'll start next game. Thiago will start next game.
That's fine, but Klopp doesn't know how to play Thiago. He doesn't know how to play.
To be fair, he does. He played him towards the end of last season. Thiago's one of our best players.
Anyway, I'm not going to say much this week because I'm hoping to collect a lot of receipts from Liverpool fans this week. Already yesterday, I was told we're going to smack you up. We're going to batter you. We've got the best defense. We're going to win the league. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm just going to collect. I'm going to let everyone run their mouth, and then I'm going to collect on Saturday about 7:30. I'm going to come collecting for you all when it happens. But anyway, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a good week. Good set of results this weekend, you know, when I think about it. Like Liverpool, comfortable win. First time back at Anfield for me since the Atletico Madrid game. Fucking don't want to be reminded of that one. But yeah, it was good. United, you know, dropping points today, which was good.
I don't mind them dropping points. Bruno didn't get many points for fantasy. Bruno did not get many points for fantasy.
He was awful.
And I captained him as well. He got me like 2 points.
What did you get? Now I captained Salah, but then I should have remembered Salah has a shit record against Burnley.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I captained Bruno going, I don't want United to win. Just get me the points.
No, but the thing is, I should have remembered Salah has a shit record against Burnley, though. That's the thing.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Against them. Nah, he was so funny with him at the end. He got so greedy towards the end of the game, Salah. Like, he was just shooting from ridiculous angles, maybe 2-0.
He was.
Because I was behind the goal where he was shooting second half. I was like, fucking hell, you greedy bastard, honestly.
I was remembering that. And then when everyone was going, oh, we had loads of shots, I was like going, yeah, but
Salah was
shooting like... He was shooting all over the place. It was like, that's not
ridiculous
a fair
angles.
He was shooting. He was like, there was one angle where he would have been better if he tried to
cross it or something.
Dislocate his own knee, and then
there was an angle when he tried to shoot from where he would have been better crossing it.
Yeah, he was trying to do that. Like, I don't know.
Now, to be fair, he was thinking of my fantasy football points, so you just better respect him.
You know what? You know one crazy thing I'll say about Salah though. Yesterday, I actually preferred his performance yesterday to the one against Norwich. Overall, I actually thought, even though he didn't score an assist yesterday, I thought he actually played pretty well. Like he just kept things simple in it. He just weren't doing dumb shit at the end of the day. And his goal that got disallowed was a good finish as well. So like,
that was because he runs right onto it, so he can open up his body. Corner. He can open up his body more and hit it with his left foot. I thought it was good. I thought, as much as I thought you dominated Burnley, I thought Alisson played very well.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple in the first half, especially. We were dodgy a couple of times, but we just got. I mean, To be fair though, he didn't pull off like any amazing saves. There was one I think when he saved a near post shot. Was it just after we scored? It might have been from McNeil or something. But he just did everything what he needed to do. I didn't really see him making any amazing saves.
There was that second half one though when Burnley were in, right near the end. Possibly like
right near the end.
Last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, there was, but
yeah,
I wasn't really
good.
paying much attention at that time.
I thought he's very good. I mean,
was it Jay Rodriguez? I think it was Jay Rodriguez who had that shot. I remember now. Yeah,
he's in my draft, man.
Yeah, but I think we would have won that game anyway. You 2-0 up, it was comfortable. Like.
Yeah.
And it was right at the end, so it was pretty comfortable for us. I ain't gonna lie. Like Van Dijk and Matip, like I know it's like they played Burnley, but at the end of the day, like coming up against Barnes and Wood, like it's not the easiest test against two massive lumps like that who are just looking to bully you, and especially for two players who have just come back from such long-term injuries.
It's also the fact that I think so many fans, like today, for instance, Chelsea Arsenal game, it's like, why didn't we score more? And I was thinking, why do we have to score more? We're running this game.
You know what?
We don't have to exert ourselves. Why?
You know, my favourite home result for a Liverpool is like a 2-0. Yeah. That's my favourite way. Just a comfortable, solid 2-0 where you just go 2-0 up by like 60 minutes or something. You just see the game out, and I actually like that. You know, like you just manage the game. I prefer that in some weird ways. Like it's weird, to be fair.
Well, I said today, it's like today's result was like an old school Chelsea result, where it's like we went 2-0 up, and we just realised you're not going to score past us.
Especially when you know the other team isn't really a threat as well.
Oh, pathetic.
Because Arsenal today is absolutely.
Can I just say, big up to Fata with the super chat. He says Lukaku versus Matip. Yum, that's a dinner dish.
That's James 32 disrespect. You wait until James 32 pockets Lukaku next week, keeps a clean sheet, and Lewis makes me a Matip penitentiary like he promised. Because me and Lewis have a bet on if Matip plays the whole 90 minutes against Chelsea, keeps a clean sheet, he's making me a Matip penitentiary, and Lukaku goes in straight away.
It'll be more. Next week's game is definitely more of a challenge than today's game.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I said. Like Lukaku, like you're bullying. Who would they send? Mari and who's Holding?
Mary and
Mary and
Balding. Yeah.
Mary and Balding. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. I'd expect Origi to bully them at the end of the day. Like they're not good, innit? Like,
they were pathetic, man. That first goal we scored, he came through them like they weren't even there, and it was like. I don't know if it was Pablo Mari. He looked like that the American sprinter who came last the other day. He just couldn't. He ended up like trying to get a foul and diving. It's like someone had come through the wall and he dashed out the way to avoid contact. That's what it looked like. But yeah, man. But you know, it's okay.
But then, what do you think of Kieran Tierney for the 2 goals?
Oh, can I just say, man? I think he's a good player, but
I think he's a good player.
I think he is. I think he's overrated by Arsenal fans.
You know what it is? I think he's a very good player.
Yeah.
But the way Arsenal fans talk about him, you know what it is with Arsenal fans? Because their whole team is so shit.
Yeah.
Because he's a good player, he looks world class to Arsenal fans, doesn't he? Because he's just so much better than the rest of their team. But actually, he isn't world class because when he's getting compared, it's when they compare him to Robertson, innit? Like Arsenal fans just never learn, innit? At the end of the day,
I say to Arsenal fans, I say, a left back should not be your. Why don't you get that? A left back should not be your best player.
That's actually fact.
It's like why are you not seeing that's one of your main problems at Arsenal is that a left back should not be your best player. Right. They should be like the 7th or 8th best player.
I mean, your best player should be a centre back, a midfielder,
midfield
striker.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a left back.
No, not a left back, man. You know, but I thought he was exposed a lot today because they played a back four against us.
Yeah,
I thought he was very exposed after the first goal. I think Reece James ate him up, and then he's gone off injured again. Did
he go off injured?
He went off injured. Yeah, he's unreliable. He's just unreliable. That's why I never when I do a combined 11, I always fight against Tierney because Arsenal fans will, we've got to put Tierney in. I go, yeah, he's good, but I'm not. Listen, I'm not picking him over Chilwell. Chilwell's reliable. Chilwell's got better. Tierney to me has to show his reliability. He's got to play for like 25 games in a row or something, or not be injured throughout the entire season. But he's just injury prone.
No, that's facts still. Jan, what do you think about Arsenal? I know you like to defend. You like to defend your guy Arteta.
No, you know what? I just don't think they're good enough at the moment. Like, it's not. It's just I'm not gonna slag them off too much because we've got to play them next week.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but you never know, though, innit? It's
no, Jan, stop it.
They got to play West Brom midweek.
It doesn't always go the way you
expect. And tell me what part of Arsenal's team you're remotely scared of.
I'm not scared of anyone, but like the thing is, City tend to do better in the games that are more difficult, innit? So I don't know. It's one of them. I'm just gonna get some of the comments quickly before.
What do you mean? Like City normally do better against the crap teams? Because if that's the case, then you're gonna beat Arsenal.
I think like when it is a crap team, I get a bit more like.
I think it's the other way around with City. I think City, when City play a lower side, they're gonna batter them. That's the thing. Yeah. Whereas we have weird bogey teams. Like Spurs have always been a bogey team for us over the years. Everton used to be. It's only recently that Everton, we tend to deal with Everton quite well. Those two teams are better than Arsenal.
We have everyone has bogey teams in it. Man United used to be Norwich. I don't think it is anymore, but it used to be. They used to really struggle to beat Norwich. City's always been Spurs have always been a awful side for us to beat. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I think we should be beating them. If we don't, it's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? So we'll have to see. Notorious says, "Big up Jan. What do you think of Samurai Jack?" I was mentioning this in the space before. Like, I think he's done all right since he's come in. When I've watched him, he's been all right.
I didn't watch yesterday, but I thought he was your best player against Tottenham.
Yeah, he was good. Yesterday, he was making a lot of runs down the wing. The problem was when he was kind of getting the ball and he was trying to put it back in, there was Ferran Torres who was like surrounded. So he couldn't really get the ball to Ferran. So he was passing it to Gundogan. And then when Gundogan had the ball, there was like 5 people around him. So he kind of had to lay it back out. So he didn't really get too much. His goal was very fluky. He didn't know anything about it. It hit him and went in. It wasn't like a great goal, but it's his first goal. But I thought he played well. He's making runs. He's doing what Pep wants him to do. I do think under Pep, it takes players a little bit of time to fully understand what Pep wants them to do. We saw it with Cancelo, and now with Jack, I think he's still doing great, but I think, he'll get better and better. I expect him to finish the season a lot stronger. But yeah, he's good. He looks good. We do need a striker. I think it's a bit obvious.
Do you think you'll get one?
I don't know. Pep said today that Delap is going to stay regardless, which I'm happy about because even though he's young, I do think it's quite nice. It's kind of like when Chelsea got forced into playing some of the young players because they had a transfer ban. And it's kind of like they've now ended up with Reece James, who, if they didn't have a transfer ban, they might have decided, let's go and buy someone, but they didn't. So sometimes just taking a chance on a younger player.
If that young player is good enough, though. Like, obviously, I don't know a lot about Delap, but do you think he's good enough to
Delap
do at the top level?
His record in the Premier League too is like one of the best. So basically, the only person I can compare him to is someone that's come from there. So say, for example, Greenwood. I think Greenwood has a 56% conversion rate, and his is 70-something. So
really?
He scored the most goals I think ever in the Premier League too. He's just like he's very clinical. I don't know how he's going to do for City because obviously it is a step up. We're not going to know until he actually comes in and plays games consistently. We're not going to know, but
he seems good. I don't want him to be our only striker. I think it's too much pressure. You can't put all that pressure on a kid. But yeah, I think he's got a bit more preparation than maybe some other kids because his dad was a Premier League footballer. So it's a bit, he's not had that, he's just come into it and it's all new to him. So hopefully he does all right, but I don't know. We'll have to see. YG Jazz says, big up Jan and Ryan. Ravi said he couldn't comment anymore. Is he banned? I don't know.
I don't know. If you can't comment anymore, all I'd say is that, what did he do? Because if you can't comment, that probably does mean you have been banned for something.
Probably Flawless is banned. ST Athletic? I don't even know.
No, it's static.
Static.
Oh, static. Do you know what? Yeah. That looked like an owl.
Yeah.
Looked like an owl. Okay, it says, hey, Jan and Ryan, big up to you. 1 second. Ryan, you can't say that because you said you were going to win the league after beating Norwich. People are just coming for you because of the whole
Chelsea fans saying they're going to win the league after they also beat a team equivalent to Norwich today as well.
We got Winter Surfer. Yes, Andrew, man, we move.
We do move.
You're the reason why Liverpool needs to be humbled.
No. Ryan's not.
Now, you know what it is? It's because I've got a lot of belief in the strong Liverpool team. Do you get what I mean? Not the bloody makeshift team we were putting out. In terms of when our strongest 11, I actually think that strongest 11 for me is arguably the best in the Prem. In terms of, we've got such a good goalkeeper, a solid defence, Fabinho and Thiago in midfield. Man, don't count Henderson and these guys in, and a front three that I slander in it. I actually thought Henderson had a really good game yesterday as well. I can't lie. But I actually thought Henderson played really well. I can't lie yesterday. But and a front three that I slander and I criticise, but at the end of the day, they've been consistent. They're they're gonna get goals in it. At the end of the day, efficient.
Did you see our bench today?
Yeah, exactly. That's what your squad is better than ours. I can't deny that.
Our whole bench could have got in Arsenal's first team.
I think a lot of people's benches could get into Arsenal's first team. I could get into Arsenal's first team.
That's true. But it was ridiculous. But
you know
I understand.
Do you know what? It just shows, though, innit? How, because if you think about it realistically, Arsenal used to have a very, very, very good team, sort of in their Invincibles years. Then it kind of went like a good team, because I remember when they used to have, when we obviously first started coming into winning titles and stuff, we wanted Nasri from them, Clichy.
I used to really like their team around when they had a shit keeper and shit defense. But when they had Nasri, Fabregas, Van Persie, Adebayor, and these guys, that was they had a good team that time, man.
But that's what I mean.
I used to love Abu Dhabi as well.
Kind of go from that to what it is now, and it's just it's kind of it's a bit of a warning to people. You got to be careful, because all it takes is a few years of. Because I think Spurs, if Spurs are not careful, they could be in danger of that sort of thing happening. Because
the only difference between Arsenal and Spurs, though, at the moment, Spurs still have a couple of star players like Kane and Son, players who, teams look at and they fear in it. Even Arsenal, you look at Arsenal a few years ago, maybe Wenger's last 2 years, they still had Sanchez, Ozil. These are two players who you looked at and were these are top players. Brilliant players. And now, they've not even. I looked at that team. I'm not being funny in it. Aubameyang's nothing anymore. Lacazette shit, and they were both out anyway. When you look at that, Pepe's
but a whole team.
Even Saka ain't on the level of what Sanchez and these guys were at. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
I was looking back. Because I was going because I was looking because the whole argument of the Cronkies don't back. We're never going to win anything. The Cronkies. I was looking back at Arsenal going. Arsenal should be I reckon Arsenal should be sitting on 6 Premier League championships or trophies at the moment instead of 3, because
since the last
because I was going back going. All right, so they won the double in '98, right, and then United won the treble, but they only won the league by like a point.
Yeah, it was a close
They only
one.
won
Yeah,
by
it
a
went
point,
last day.
do you know what I mean? And it was like, so they could have actually gone back to back then. And then I think to myself, that the 01-02 team, they won the double, is, I think, if it's not the best, it's one of the best sides I've ever seen play in the Premier League. Some of the football is just something else. And I think they should have won. They should be the second team we talk about winning 3 Premier Leagues in a row. Because they were better than that United team in 02-03, and then they won the Invincibles. And it's like, why didn't you dominate? Why didn't you dominate more? Because this is before Kroenke. You had the best players.
Why did they win the Champions League?
Why did they win the Champions League? Exactly. That team should have won the Champions League in 02, I believe. They should have won it.
Even then in the 04, the season they went invincible, that was the year it was a Porto-Monaco final. You're telling me Arsenal couldn't have won that?
We got to the semis that year.
I think you beat them, didn't you?
We beat
I'm
them
not being funny. If Arsenal had beaten you, they probably would have gone on and win it. Or they would have been massive favourites too.
Yeah, they would have won it.
You know what? Like, it's weird because if they had won that, they'd probably be completely different now. That's just the way it goes, isn't it? Because they would have probably gone up from there, not you know.
But even after Kroenke's own, I think there's been like 3. I don't know if the
I say there's been a few seasons where even
leading.
under Kroenke they should have won it.
But come January, February, they've been leading in the table.
Yeah,
and even the season, Leicester won it. Leicester won it. They beat. They should have won it. They beat Leicester twice.
They were the only team to beat them twice. Yeah,
only one to beat them twice, and it's like, so you can blame Kroenke all you want, but you had opportunities to.
I mean, there was that season.
Trophies.
There was that season. I think was it 10-11, I think, when United won it. And that United team that won it that year, Flawless always says it to me, it wasn't good. Like, these guys finished on like 80 points, United who won it. They won like 4 away league games in the whole season. That's shocking. And they won the league. And Arsenal, that was the season actually where Arsenal dropped a 4-goal lead against Newcastle, remember?
Yeah. Check Tiote for the rest of the soul.
And like Arsenal were in the race that season. It's these dumb results that like Arsenal could have easily won the league that season. But
that's what I mean. So it's not like it's everyone blames Kroenke now. They've had in the past before that to actually win trophies, and they never took them. And so when you get spamming. When you get
sorry, I'm like high up in the comments. So.
No, it's all right. Just remember just to hide them. Don't do the timeout because there's no point. So it's like when I hear that, okay, Kroenke, you say Kroenke doesn't back you, you know, that's fine. But it's not as if everything in the you've won loads of trophies in the past, so you can look back and go, oh yeah, well it was good in the past. You should have won more. And how much goals and assists, Reece? I will say 6 goals and 9 assists. I'll do this season. 6 goals, yeah. I think he's got it in him. You saw that finish today. Very good finish, and he looks like he looks less hench, but less still hench. Lean. Yeah, so like overbearing. Do you know what I mean? Like he was being a bodybuilder or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Arsenal thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. Today, do you know what today felt like? Today felt like beating a bottom half table team.
Yeah.
In terms of that, it was just that for me. I said it on another stream. I said, for me, this game comes at a bit of inconvenience because I want to go and concentrate on Liverpool now. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's like if I was a Liverpool fan facing Burnley, it's not. I'm glad we got the 3 points, but it's not going to. It hasn't impacted me as much as beating them in the past.
Yeah, I get what you mean. To be fair,
because normally when you win a game like that, it's like a step closer to the title in terms of you look at that game and you think, "Oh my god!"
But you know what it is? It's normally a game where you think, you've beaten you've already beaten and taken points off one of your rivals in the table. Do you get what I mean?
You're closer to winning it. It's like because that's what I mean. Like when we lost to Spurs, obviously, it's like. I don't get upset. Like I'd be more annoyed if we drew with Man United because Man United is probably going to be closer to us at the end of the, at the end of the year. So It's just one of them things. The only way it will affect us is if no one else drops any points to Spurs and everyone gets 6 points from Spurs and we're the only ones that didn't get 6 points. But then the way I see it as well is if we don't beat Liverpool and Liverpool win the league, that's on us. Yeah. Because you've not helped yourself. If you beat us home and away and you win the league, we've given you them 6 points basically.
Yeah.
Towards your league title. That's just the way I see it. So,
you're actually right. I mean,
games,
we've got a weird opening.
To Norwich, it's upsetting that you've lost to Norwich. Obviously, it still counts in the points, and it technically is the same thing. You're still 3 points closer to the title, regardless of who you play. But it's like you've not impacted your rivals. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
Because we've got a weird opening 7 games. After these 2 games, the next 4 games are Liverpool, Villa, Spurs, and Man City, and then Southampton. And now, for me, this is when the next 4 games are bigger.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, I fear Villa more than Arsenal this season.
Yeah,
just for their signings and everything. They've got Danny Ings up front and everything like that.
There's a better team.
The next 4 for me are crunch. You know? And it's very weird how our fixtures are this season. We got like a cluster at
a lot
the start,
of games early on,
and then in January, and probably it's the best time to face everyone because no one's in a no one's in a good patch. Well, no one's in like a scintillating patch of form where you go they're unplayable or something like that. But that just shows to me Arsenal fans should be worried anyway. But when you know you've hit rock bottom, I don't feel this way, but you know you've hit rock bottom when other fans start to feel sorry for you. Do you know what I mean? When you
can't lie, I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't know, I don't either. But I heard some other people go, "Oh, now I feel sorry for him." I don't. But if you hear that, if people start to feel sorry for you after you've been after you are a big club, but you know you've been winning things and stuff like that. I mean, that's got to be the lowest of the low. Why would you want? That's got to be a gut punch that someone said, "I just feel sorry for you." Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's what I...
It becomes a regular thing, innit? Slandering Arsenal every week after a result.
But but it comes a point when you go... You know, when you go...
Yeah.
You can slander Arsenal and it's fun because we're a bunch of people that like to do that and it's fun. But it's like... It's now becoming a point where it's like slandering a Southampton or a new... Slandering a Newcastle, you know, it's like they've got everything set up to be a big club, but they're never going to do it. But it doesn't mean anything after a while.
I think it depends because, like, when you say if for example, like Ryan was on here last week saying, I think Liverpool are going to win the league. If Liverpool look like they're not going to win the league, so say you drop off and you're like mid-table, you can slander him for that. But Arsenal fans have got no expectations. So if they're saying, "Oh, we might even finish in the bottom the bottom half," it's kind of like you slandering them is like it's not the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just not that. It's not the same. Big up.
I agree with that. You know, I actually agree with that because even in past seasons, Arsenal fans have always had a bit of gas going into the season. Do you go? Well, like last year when they started partying, they started doing all the music videos and shit, and they were on gas talking about they're gonna get top 4 and shit like that. You know, other seasons like that, they've chatted shit before the season starts, and then they get brought down to reality. Whereas this season, it has literally been like Arsenal fans have not had no optimism going into the season.
Well, how can they? I don't understand this. They can. I think Arsenal are the only team that can spend £130 million and still look no better. They'll probably look worse.
They don't look worse.
I mean,
the players that they brought in though, because it's like even like you say, like Aston Villa, yes, they had 100 million to spend or whatever, which Arsenal clearly do as well because that's what they spent. But it's like Leon Bailey, he's not the best player ever, but he's exciting. He's one of the players that you bring in and people kind of go, "Oh, you know, he could be good." Like we don't really know yet. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't seen him play too much. But you look at players like that, and it's a bit like, okay, this player could be good. We obviously don't know yet. But the players that Arsenal are buying, it's kind of like they're them sort of players that normally you might get on a free or like Beek, and it's kind of like
the biggest thing
because he's free. Because Donnarumma was free, and then they've got Ramsdale, who got relegated for way more money than they would have spent on Donnarumma. And I know Donnarumma probably wouldn't come if he had PSG, but there's other goalkeepers surely that would say,
Ramsdale.
Because you're going to be busy at Arsenal, so you're going to be able to prove your worth, So I don't know, like it's just a bit of a weird one for me. And then you've got people like they've gone to Brighton and they've got Ben White, who, fair enough, I don't know too much about him, so I can't like.
Why haven't they gone and paid that money for Bissouma?
But that's what I'm saying. Bissouma's right there. Bissouma for me is one of them players that I wanted. Man City have a pretty stacked squad, but I looked at him and thought, you know what, I like this guy. Like when Brighton beat us, it was him that was the main guy. So why not go and get someone like that, bring him into an Arsenal team, and then see what he can do? Because I would be playing Arsenal thinking, oh God, what's Bissouma going to do today? Maybe him and Partey create something good, do you know what I mean, in the midfield, who knows? And I think you'd be a bit more cautious playing Arsenal with them players. But Ben White doesn't, watch him have a masterclass next week.
But if you are going to go with Brighton and with £50 million, at least spend it on their best player, like a Bissouma or even a Lamptey, because they need the right back as well. Bellerin's shite.
I'm sorry,
even Dunk.
Dunk's
better than White. Dunk's better than Ben White.
I don't even know why Ben White. Sorry, man. I don't even know who's advising Ben White to even join Arsenal. This is not. This is not Arsenal. This is Arsenal in name only. This is their worst. Why would you go there? I mean, what makes you think anything is going to change or be better by going there? Because, I mean, they spent 50 million on one defender. Looking at them, I mean, Pablo Marie, Holding,
Gabriel
straight up trash. Also, Gabriel maybe there's a bit, but
he's better. Gabriel's better than those guys, but even he's not anything like special in it.
Pablo Marie, I mean, my God, that guy is straight up walking off the street, putting an Arsenal shirt on. That's all he was doing. He's rubbish. Absolutely.
You know what it is with Arsenal as well? Is they haven't really got rid of any of their shit players. Why is Xhaka still there? Bellerin's still there.
They gave him a new contract.
They gave him a pay rise.
And a pay rise. Just take the 12 million from Roma.
We've accepted, I think it's 9 million. How much for Shaqiri or something today?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Just get him out. That's what we needed to do. And we got Shaqiri out now. He should be going.
Yeah.
Like
Romano said on Shaqiri, someone did ask earlier, who do you think, who would you like to be replaced with now that Shaqiri has left? Like, if you could say.
Are they going to replace him?
Well, Shaqiri's normally a replacement for Salah on the right wing, but he's giving Harvey Elliott more of a chance, and even like Harvey Elliott playing in the 8 role. So I think he'll use him for that. I think if we were to buy someone else using the Shaqiri money, it would probably. The thing is, it's hard to say a replacement for Shaqiri because Shaqiri didn't really suit our team, and he weren't really contributing. So it's hard to say we're going to replace him. In terms of just getting another body in,
just the player,
it would probably be a midfielder or an attacker. I'd prefer it to be a midfielder because I think we're more short in I think we're in more of a need of a midfielder because we got Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson's there, but he's always injured now. He's getting injured.
Hater's always injured.
Hater's shite. Ox is shite. Who else have we got? Curtis Jones is too young yet.
I forgot
Harvey Elliott. I like Harvey Elliott a lot. And I thought he played all right yesterday. I think Liverpool fans overhyped him a bit yesterday in the game. Like people saying he had a 10 out of 10 game. I didn't think he was anything amazing. I can't lie. I thought he played okay. That's literally it.
Yeah, but I got told by. Sorry, I watched Ram on the terrace. Another Liverpool fan.
The Mount thing.
Yeah, it goes. The reason is because Harvey Elliott had a greater championship career than Mason Mount. Yeah, and I was thinking that doesn't mean anything. Mason Mount's just won the European Cup.
Yeah,
so
thing is, I really like Harvey Elliott, but people going on like he had some masterclass yesterday. Like he didn't. Like
I think when a young player plays well, I think people just.
But the thing is, Yanni wasn't even that good. No, he played okay. That's it. No, he wasn't that good.
Yeah. Do you know who looked good for City when he did come on? He didn't get very much time, but we played Cole Palmer. and he came on, and he's quite strong, because like usually, like the
position is he?
Get pushed off the ball, but he's a young player, but he looks big, like he's quite tall and stuff.
Is that the number 80, Jan? Was that the number 80?
Yeah, number 80, blonde hair. But he was like, people were trying to push him off the ball, and he was handling himself. And I've seen him play a few times, and every time I do watch him, he looks good. But I do like to see Pep bring him through youth when he can. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone talks about City like they don't play youth, but it's kind of like at the same time, if we lose a game, we're under a lot of pressure. It's not like other teams where they can afford to kind of play youth players and maybe not win. Like if City lose it, title's done, out of a competition. Like it's risky to play players. Like don't get me wrong, you can play.
I feel like that's why Arsenal were able to bring in Saka quite easily because, first of all, he's better than any of the rest of the team, but also because Arsenal weren't really challenging for titles or anything. He weren't coming into a crunch games. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Crunch games. You could argue maybe same with like a Mount at Chelsea, because in his first season there wasn't a lot of expectation on Chelsea because of the transfer ban, because of Lampard. It was more of like a rebuilding job, and that's why Chelsea were able to bring in so many young players. So I get what you mean. That's why but at the end of the day, with young players, thing is, when I don't really agree personally when people say, "Oh, don't criticize him. He's young." Like at the end of the day, the young player has to be good.
Still has to step up. Yeah,
and that's why with Brewster, I could tell after one game, I was like, "Nah, get him out. He's not good enough in it." Like I could just tell, like Brewster just didn't have the ability to play for Liverpool in it at the top level. But I was like, "Nah, he's not good enough." Even after one game, I was like, "Nah, get him out in it." Whereas with like Harvey Elliott, you can see something there where he could make it at Liverpool in terms of playing regularly for the first team in the future. Yeah. I don't know yet because we have to see more of him, but he deserves more chances and he'll get that. Whereas someone like Brewster at the end of the day, he's young in it and he just wasn't good enough at the end of the day.
I think it's harder for young attacking players than it is defending players and midfield players.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone's expecting them to smash it. I mean, look at Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think he's always got like 31 goals already for United. So, I think those
kid's crazy, man. That kid's
I think they just come. Those types only come along once in a while. Where it's like defenders and midfield players. I think not have it easier, but I think it's a better route for them.
Yeah, as long as they do what they need to do, they get away.
Yeah, because everything's expected on attacking players.
Yeah.
Like defenders, you can sort of get away with it. It's like Trevor Chalobah, who's just come in. It's he's done really well. If he stays for the season, because I still think there's a question mark over that. I don't expect him to play every game. Like today, he didn't come on. He didn't play, and I expect him. I expect sometime this season you're not going to see him for like 10 games.
Yeah,
let me get any minutes. It's just not going to happen. But I think it's just like that. It's weird. I think it's a new obsession with young players and young academy players now.
Yeah.
For every team, or this coming into it because everyone wants to have a fantasy of having like 11 players from the academy, which is just not feasible.
Yeah,
and it's just
I just want 11 players that are going to win me trophies.
That's what I said.
That's all I care about.
I don't care whether you're from the academy.
Yeah, it's nice if you win trophies with your youth, but it's kind of like say for example, last season had gone a different way, and Chelsea didn't win the Champions League, and then you started this season and you just didn't look good enough. Like your fans are not going to be saying, "Oh, but I really want Mason Mount start." No, it's going to be, we need to get a player in that's going to win us these trophies regardless of who it is. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's just like, that's why with us, we could have youth players coming through, but it's kind of like, I only want them coming through if they're if they're able to compete, because I don't want to have a situation where it's like, oh yeah, we've got no chance of winning the league because we've got all these players that aren't good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I think you just need the right balance, and that's why I'm saying with Pep, he's brought through there's 5 players, I think, that he said are staying at City and they're going to train all season with the first team. One of them is called Lavia, who I'm actually excited about because he's apparently really good. And he's the closest thing we've got to Fernandinho. So I'm excited for him because we don't have a Fernandinho replacement. Every other position, we have players that can come in and out. Fernandinho's now. The closest we've got is Rodri, and Rodri is a completely different player to Fernandinho. So this guy is the closest thing. So, with strikers, obviously we've got the same issue. We don't have strikers anymore. So we've only really got the lap right now. But yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see.
Go on, I'll let you have this comment, Jan.
I was going to get this comment. So it says,
have your moment, go on.
Yeah, watch out for that boy. I'm telling you, it's his year. Man's on some serious don't give a fuck attitude. What I will say about Gabby, right, is it was Norwich. I think the team in general had a really good game. I can't really fault any City players. So, yeah, I'd say it was a very good team performance. I thought that's probably the best performance I've seen from Gabby since sort of...
Ever.
No, I'd say he was good against Real Madrid when we knocked out Real Madrid. He was good in that. And he's had a few other games where he's been really good. But that game, that performance from start to finish was brilliant from him. I thought he was everywhere. He's definitely better out on the wings. We've discussed this countless times on here. But yeah, I don't want to say it's his year yet because obviously it's early on. But he looks back to his best, I'd say, in that game. But like you say, it's consistency with Gabby because he's always very good on his day. So we'll just have to see if he maintains it for the season. But yeah. Nah, don't say stuff like this. You're putting pressure on City. Nah, they're in the relegation.
No, it's not Arsenal.
They're already in it, yeah. They're 19th.
Arsenal.
The 19th, yeah. That's the lunchtime kickoff next week as well. So.
I don't think Kane's coming, guys.
You don't think Kane's
I think he'll stay at Spurs,
Nah, I think he's staying. He's playing. I think if he didn't play, then he would be coming, but I think he's staying.
It's his own fault for making a deal with Daniel Levy.
It's all his own fault. I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, no, you don't. You just don't like him, but yeah.
I don't
feel sorry for him either. It's his own fault.
No.
I don't feel sorry for him because of the way he's handled it. No, I think he's handled it well.
No, he should have put clauses in the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't make a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy. That's the last thing you do. If you make a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy and you expect him to hold up to it, you're kidding. You deserve what you're getting, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, he's a Spurs fan and he thought they were going to win something when all their fans thought they were going to win something. But it's like, I was getting bantered from Spurs fans when we lost last week, like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm just like, but we all know how this story ends.
To be fair, they are 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah, but the closest they've ever got to us, the closest, I think it's been like since that Leicester season, they finished 20 points behind us or more in every season since. Yeah. So it's not like it's close at the end and they're 5 points behind and it's like, ooh, could they have
challenged? We all know City going to finish close.
And it's just one of them things. Like, yeah, they've got 2 out of 2, but so have Brighton. Brentford are above us in the table. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's going to end like that. You know?
Ryan, you say 2 out of 2. You should check those stats of the Wolves game. It's very misleading.
I want to post this some. I was too tired to see him in it.
I know. It's like Wolves had all the game.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying Tottenham are going to do anything this season.
But what I'm saying is that's Nuno's football.
Yeah.
They should get used to
that. To beat at Mourinho.
Yeah, they should get used to that. They're not going to enjoy that.
I've always said Nuno's overrated though. Even when he was at Wolves, I never rated Nuno to a level people did.
I think he had some good stylish players like Neto, Neves, Jota, stuff like that.
His recruitment was good. I'll give him
very
that.
good. Recruitment's very good by the owners and the Portuguese agent.
Yeah.
To get all like the best Portuguese players.
Yeah.
To get there. It's all good, but but Spurs are. Yeah, Harry Kane. Listen, I think if Harry Kane doesn't move this summer, he just might as well just accept he's not going to move.
Just leave it.
He's going to be 28 this year. He'll be 29.
I think it's a bit embarrassing for him though because he should have stayed. But the thing that's pissing me off is he's trying to act like this good guy who he had no choice but to leave because Man City came in. Like, just say you want to leave in it, hand in, get some ball, go and say, I don't want to be here no more, and leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even Cristiano Ronaldo is doing that, like saying, you know, I'm going to start on the bench because I don't want to play for you anymore. But Harry Kane's acting like hard done by because his dumb ass didn't put a buyout clause in his contract. That's on him.
It's,
this comment, yeah.
You know what, though? Even Arsenal, right? Like, these players, you could even argue what Harry Kane's argument is as an Arsenal player. Because you could even say, we won the FA Cup a few years ago. I didn't know that we were going to go trophyless. Tottenham have never won anything since he has been a Tottenham player, because in 2008, he wasn't part of their squad that won that trophy. So it's not like they've been winning trophies and they've had a bit of a drought like a Man United, and then they're expecting to kind of win trophies and then it doesn't happen. That's not the case. You know, Pogba could argue he stayed at Man United because he thought they were going to win trophies. There's no way that Harry Kane can argue that he thought Tottenham were going to win trophies. I could have told him when he signed the contract that Tottenham were not going to win a trophy. You know what I mean? It's just...
Look at the whole history of the club. Don't know why he needs anyone to tell him. It's like it's the whole history of the club.
Oh, prick alert in the comments.
He's flawless, is right.
It's true, though.
It's true. Don't go.
You know what? Sorry, I'm so
behind
behind.
Get some balls to say don't want to be here no more. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, if you've asked me a question, retype it because I can't be asked going through all these things. Do I think Sterling will be sold? I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
Did he play yesterday?
Yeah, he came on and scored. He didn't do much.
Oh yeah, he scored. Still. I haven't seen the highlights, to be honest.
Yeah.
I loved Jack Grealish's celebration for his goal. Like he'd hit a 25-yard banger.
You know what?
I loved it. It was shameless. I loved it.
Yeah,
brilliant. It was brilliant. I loved it. People were getting on his back, and I was like thinking, nah, just celebrate, man. That was like just literally bobbled off his leg and went in.
Can we talk? Like, I know we're talking about City, right? Did anyone see that goal that was ruled out?
No.
Oh, I heard
about
it.
I didn't watch that.
That was never a foul. That happened right near me. That was not a foul. I'm not bothered because it didn't.
What's the score at the time?
No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't.
I'm just gonna look.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at the time. I'm just thinking. Imagine it was the second goal that we scored, but imagine if they went down the other end and made it 1-1 and then we didn't win. Like, I don't know. That to me was very, very, very tough.
I don't know. I think you could have. I still think you could have handled them scoring, and you still would have come out 4 or 5-1 winners.
You know what? We have teams that we tend to score a lot of goals against. Norwich are one of them. I know there was that time when they beat us 3-2 at the start of the season, but apart from that, we normally beat them. I think the last game was 5-0. The last time at the Etihad, and the time before that, I think it was 7-0. You know, and it could have been 7 if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's not a foul. He's barely touched him.
It's not. Yeah, they ruled it out for that. It's just a weird thing. It's just, to me, it's never. But I felt a bit bad because it was Ferran Torres that scored. I really want Torres to do well, man.
Do you rate him?
Yeah, I like Ferran. He's going to be a good player. Do you know what's mad? Like Leroy Sane. Have you heard about Leroy Sane?
That upsets me, man. I love Leroy Sane so much, man.
He played 45 minutes and he got booed by the Bayern Munich fans. They hate him.
Why?
Because he's just not the same player as he was at City, but that injury's really done him.
I loved Leroy Sane when he was at City, man.
I know. I don't think he should have left. I think he had this dream, and I just think I'd take him back, to be honest. I love Sane. We don't really need him, but I'd take him back. Let's see. Jan, would you take Cristiano Ronaldo considering he wants to leave you? Do you know what? Yeah, I've said this a million times. I would take him just for the meltdown alone. Even if he got 0 goals, 0 assists, it would be fully worth any amount of money. because Man United fans will be in the mud. And for that, it will be well worth it. Imagine he scores at Old Trafford because you know he's going to celebrate.
Would you give him a number 7 shirt? Would you give him number 7?
Well, it's Raheem at the moment.
I know, but even if Raheem was still there, would you give him a number 7?
To wind up United fans, whatever we can do to wind them up, like that welcome to Manchester sign is still here now. So could you imagine that? Welcome to Manchester, Cristiano. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have it everywhere in Manchester. Because like it's funny because like when I drive like from where I live to the stadium, you pass this sign, and like obviously the people that work for Greater Manchester, like the people that do the signs, that obviously support City because they'll like post like banter. So it'll say like I can't even think of any examples, but it would just say like all this stuff to just piss off United fans. It's so funny. They always do it. So yeah, that would just be funny. So Bluey says Kane won't hand in a transfer request because he loses his loyalty bonus on the move. He's stupid. That's right, well, his stupid ass is going to be at Spurs at the end of the transfer window. So it is what it is.
That is the ironic thing when they don't want to hand in a transfer request to lose a loyalty bonus. The irony.
Shush, man, Flawless. How are you cussing me when you could be here doing it? Oh, fair enough. You redeemed yourself. Legend.
Thank you.
Do you know what's mad? I was at football yesterday, and like the guy next to my dad, like he was like cussing off Raheem, man. I was just like, let me just not say anything because I'm going to end up having an argument at football. So I thought, let me just be quiet. And my dad's like feeding into it, going, yeah, it's not my favourite. I'm thinking, why are you saying, don't say that shit. I was winding up differently. I was just there like, then when Mahrez came, my dad went, do you like Mahrez? And he was like, yeah, I like Mahrez. And I was just like, they're both frustrating. Like, they're both.
Yeah, because you used to hate Mahrez.
No, I didn't hate Mahrez. I think Mahrez is frustrating, which Raheem is as well. But the thing is, like, the people that hate Raheem but don't hate Mahrez, kind of like, they're both frustrating. They're both.
I understand what was that guy saying about Sterling?
No, he was just saying, like, because he, you know how I knew it was an agenda, not an opinion? Is my dad said, like, oh, well, he had a really good Euro. So I was like, yeah, he carried England, yeah. And this guy's going, nah, Declan Rice was England's best player.
Oh,
like, you're a City fan. You've seen what Raheem Sterling did, and you said Declan Rice was England's best player. I thought, are you fucking stupid? Like, nah, man. I was like, this is an agenda. Let me just be quiet. I didn't say nothing. I thought, let me be quiet in it because this guy, me and this guy, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I'm a psycho at football, you know.
I'm not. But yeah, nah, man, none of that. So funny. Do you think Klopp will line up differently against Chelsea at home?
Yeah, I think there's no way he can play Harvey Elliott and Keita in that midfield against Chelsea and expect to. Nah, there's no way he can do that. I think he'll play same keeper, same defense. I don't know if Robertson, because Robertson was on the bench yesterday, which surprised me. I didn't expect him to be back that quick, but he was on the bench. But Tsimikas played really, really well.
Yeah, he did.
But I think if Robertson was on the bench today, he'll start next week. So I think Robertson will probably start. Midfield, yeah, it depends if Fabinho, because obviously RIP to Fabinho's dad as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's sad that obviously for obvious reasons he didn't play yesterday, but if he is back available next week, then he'll play. Thiago will play, probably Henderson, so that would probably be the midfield, and then obviously Mane, Salah will play, and it's between Jota and Firmino. Even though Jota scored and has 2-2, his overall performances in the two games have been terrible. Like, I don't know. I'd play Firmino. I'd start Firmino against Chelsea. I think Firmino's bet. You need Firmino more for these games still, you know, because these are the games where you can't rely on a Jota who's, yeah, if he gets one chance, he'll probably take it, but then it's like playing with 10 men at times for the rest of the game. You need Firmino on the pitch for that game from the start, so I think he'll play Firmino. Well, that's what I'd do anyway, but I think Klopp will actually play Firmino in that game. So there will be a few changes, definitely.
Yeah. That foul not being given changed the result, in my opinion. Is that Man United or is that Man City?
If he's talking about United ones, you mean the opener for?
Why did Bruno get
I think because the thing is, City were already 1-0 up. They were already comfortable, so I don't think it can be City.
No, it's got to be talking about Bruno.
Got to be United, yeah.
Bruno was.
Well, you know what though? This is the thing. They said that this season they're not going to give these sort of half fouls, which I like in a way because I think last year everything was so stop and start. Like you touch someone, they go down, right?
Yeah.
You know, free kick, penalty. It's a bit dead. Like football is a contact sport. You need to be able to sort of tackle someone. If you win the ball, it's not a foul, sort of thing. Someone was talking about today on Twitter, which I really agree with. You know them like tactical fouls where the other team are away and they make that foul and they get a yellow. And it's like they take one for the team because they know they're only going to get a yellow. And it's like it's a clear goal scoring opportunity, basically. But because it's not like the last man as such, they don't get a red. And it's kind of like things like that. I think that needs to be kind of looked at. Obviously, it's more than a yellow, but less than a red. It's one of them sort of situations. So I don't know, but like in the Spurs game, the first game of the season, like we were getting tackled left, right, and centre, and the referee was like not doing anything, not booking anyone, nothing like that. And then against Norwich, everything, he was blowing the whistle, the ref, like literally everything. Whistle going, whistle going, whistle going. And then like he only booked like Gundogan, and he booked Gundogan for his first foul, but then he was kind of letting everyone else get away with more than one foul. It's just a really weird. So I don't really get it. Are they being fussy or are they not? Because it's a bit inconsistent, and even in the same game, it's inconsistent. It's a bit weird to me. I think if it's not a major foul, leave it. You know, if it is, then fair enough, call it back. But yeah, I think the refs are a bit confused right now. But obviously United aren't happy because, you know, last season they probably would have got a pen. But this season, it's not happened. Do you know what I mean? So,
should we go on to United today, actually?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
If he's talking about, if Flawless is talking about the Bruno foul. Okay,
I personally think it was a foul, but that doesn't excuse what happened after. They should have still dealt with it, in my opinion.
And plus, it took a massive deflection off of Fred to go in.
They shouldn't have let it get to that situation. If he didn't give it as a foul, they should have still defended that situation better, in my opinion.
United just didn't play well today.
I didn't think they played well. I thought they started off all right.
I thought they started off well. I thought they had some chances, no doubt. So
set pieces, really, like Southampton was shit defending for set pieces.
I thought Pogba played well.
Yeah, he did.
Actually, I thought Bruno very frustrating today.
Very average today.
Very. That's the problem. Bruno's a great goal scoring midfielder, but when he's asked to do a bit more, sometimes he can't reach that level.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And really, I thought he should have left everything to Pogba, and he should be like
Pogba,
trying to get the extra goal or something. But I thought they were. Yeah, I thought they were okay, but I like Southampton deserved a point at least.
Yeah.
And, Southampton had some good couple of really good chances towards that. Armstrong was pissing me off with the two he missed. One-on-one, honestly.
Yeah, he sort of telegraphed where he was gonna. He sort of really just advertised where he was going to hit it, so it's easier for De Gea to get that side. But yeah, I thought. But I tell you, Man United still issue for me. In Man United's midfield.
Midfield was awful.
Fred is he's just. So,
you know what? I don't think Fred's a bad player.
He's so average. He's just average.
You know what it is with Fred? He's that sort of player that when he has a bad game, it's really bad and it looks really bad because he's so. When he has a bad game, he just gives dumb passes away and shit like that. It gets pressed all over the place. But I actually think he's a good player. McTominay's the shit one in my opinion. And in fact, I don't get you need a goal, right? And you bring on McTominay. however long it was he brought. I just don't rate this McTominay guy. I think he's awful.
Yeah. I was very strange, some of the substitutions today.
He loves McTominay. That's the thing with he's got his favourites and he sticks by him too much.
Yeah. Like Van de Beek. I mean, I honestly think if it comes to January and Van de Beek's not seen,
he's got to go.
He's got to
go. He's got to go now. If I'm being honest,
what? He's going to be 24, 25, something like that. He's got to.
He's a good player. I like Donny Van de Beek,
but he's been wasted. He's been absolutely wasted at this club at the moment. All right, he might not start every game. I accept that. But
we don't even play.
Tell me, he's not even good enough to come on against Southampton.
Yeah,
and try and turn the game or something. Like, because Bruno, let's face it, Bruno was having a stinker. He should have been taken off. You're saying you can't put Van de Beek on to try and change something.
Well, it's like Lingard gone on loan, come back, and still probably had more minutes than him.
Yeah. Lingard came on. Yeah,
he did. He came on for the last few minutes, 5-10 minutes or something.
Yeah, and not even giving. I would have probably started Sancho today. Or at least brought him on at half time.
But do you know what it is? You know what's weird about it? It's not like, when like a manager comes in and there's a player there, they just don't rate the player. So like he could be a really good player for you, but your manager comes in and he's like, nah, I'm not feeling him. Like he actually brought Van de Beek in. So I just don't understand why you brought in someone that you don't rate enough to play in a game. It's just really strange. And people say it's not his signing, but surely as a manager, if you're saying, no, I don't want that player, they're not going to bring in a player that you're dead against. Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously been all for it at some stage. Do you know what I mean? It's just really weird.
I think didn't Ollie say a bit ago as well that he was definitely going to play more this season because he'd bulked up or something like that. Yeah. But then he's still not seeing him. Like,
it's very strange that. It'd be interesting to see like a couple of years from now, when he does leave, like what the reason was Solskjaer never just doesn't play him.
But it was a weird, about United, it was a weird one today because when they got the equaliser, I just thought, they're going to go win it because Southampton are shit. And I thought Southampton were pretty shit today, if I'm being honest as well. Like, they didn't have much to them, really.
I think they're going down.
Yeah, I think they'll go. I think they'll definitely be in a big battle, and it wouldn't surprise because I think Norwich, Watford, Palace will be down there. I think as well with Vieira because I don't really rate. I don't think Vieira's going to do.
One,
I think even Burnley could be down there maybe in a battle. So I think those 5 teams are going to be in a big battle. So but with Southampton, I didn't even think Southampton were good, but like. When United scored the equaliser, I just thought, here we go. United just going to go and win this game. But literally, United got so much worse. They had maybe a 10-minute spell after they scored where it was like, they got onto them. Pogba had that chance which he created himself, which he put Pogba was very good today, I think, as well. I think, he had a big part to play in the goal, and it's just because he's playing further forward, he just looks. It's him in it.
Yeah, he's coming off the left. It's coming in off the left.
Yeah, exactly. But like after that, United just their intensity went down. They just showed nothing after that. Didn't look like scoring. And Southampton actually were the ones showing intent after that. The ones had a couple of chances, won a few corners.
Yeah, actually
pressing United. They were pressing United high up after that actually, and winning the ball back.
I said that someone that they were pressing him, and I said to them, that's why Hasenhüttl showed Bielsa how to press teams properly.
Yeah,
Bielsa
is a weird one. He's
a fraud. Bielsa's a fraud. You know what? He's a fraud. You know what?
I like him, but he's too naive at times.
He's too stubborn. Not naive. He's stubborn. It's like he won't ever change, But speaking of Southampton, it's like they pressed them really well when Leeds didn't last week.
Yeah.
And I would say Leeds have got better players than Southampton. It's just
I think they do. Yeah, Rafinha and Calvin Phillips, these guys. Yeah.
Today was yesterday. Against Southampton. That was a game where it's like Ollie's substitutions and his in-game management was showing up again. Because I'm sure if Bruno was playing for Klopp, Tuchel, Pep, that he would have been hauled off a lot earlier because he just was having no impact on the game whatsoever, and he was actually probably edging towards himself being sent off for talking back to the referee a lot. Yeah,
he got booked for it, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And he was still going up to the referee afterwards, But that's United's problem. You see, I think that United that'll be it for United again this season. When you go from one extreme to the other, you go from winning 5-1 at home to Leeds and everything's on the up and up, and then you go away to Southampton. And remember, it's still a draw; they didn't lose. So, but you get that type of performance. So you go. There's no middle ground at the moment with Man United.
There's a few things I wanted to actually get onto with United, actually. But first, I just wanted to shout out the guys at the Finnish article. Say yes, Ryan, big up, man. Yeah, big up to you guys as well. Go subscribe to their channel, people, as well. Very good content on there, so make sure you go and subscribe there. But yeah, there's actually two players that I wanted to talk about with United. First of all, Luke Shaw. I mean, he had one bad game, and United fans getting onto him. Like, it's his first bad game in a long time. Like, at the end of the day, like, as much as I think United fans have been overrated him, like, he had one bad game. Like, I wouldn't get onto him too much, to be fair. But actually, it's the other fullback I wanted to actually discuss. Yeah, big up Nippon.
Oh my God, I didn't know about that. How weird's that? Oh, that's a shame.
R.I.P. to Fernandinho's dad, man.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, no. He always
Did Fernandinho play yesterday?
No, his son was the ball boy, though. So cute.
Oh, I saw that picture. Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah, cute.
R.I.P. to both Fabinho.
Have you seen what his son was posting on Instagram? Oh my God, he was posting like pictures of Grealish saying sign him up and all this, like in a City kit before we got him, and he's doing the same for Kane.
I heard that.
Oh wow,
this is mad. It's so mad.
But you know what about United? It's the other fullback that I actually wanted to discuss a bit. Is Wan-Bissaka actually good enough for Manchester United?
As a modern day fullback?
Yeah, just as a fullback, can he be a part of them winning leagues and challenging for Champions Leagues, etc.?
I think he's good, but there's deficiencies in his game. I don't think he's very good attacking, as what modern day fullbacks are. They should be. And even defending, if you look crossing in, when he's at the back,
his defensive positioning is awful at times.
And he gets beat in the air a lot as well.
Yeah.
But I think they can do better. That's why I think they're linked with Trippier a lot this summer. I think Wan-Bissaka, I don't know if he can get better.
I don't think his ceiling's that high. That's the thing.
No.
Because
I think he's good one-on-one defending, but
one-on-one defending with his slide tackling, you can't complain. But at the end of the day, if you're having to resort to slide tackling all the time, there is something wrong. His actual defensive IQ, I don't think isn't actually that great, and his positioning at times is quite bad. But his ability on the ball, man, like he's just so. He's not good on the ball, man. He's so below average on the ball, and that's why teams look to press him when he's on the ball, and that's why teams give him a lot of room when he goes forward, knowing that he's not really there's not gonna be any danger at the end of it. And I just think, United just need better than him, to be fair. I don't think he's technically good enough on the ball for Manchester United, even from a right, especially the way a modern fullback plays. I agree with you, Andrew. So, Jan, what are your opinions on Wan-Bissaka?
Do you know what? I used to really like him when he was at Palace. But I don't know. Like, I think the problem is when sort of these players get linked with the likes of Man United and stuff, I think everyone kind of overhypes them. So when he's come in and he's not probably been as good as everyone expected, now it's kind of like he's not good enough. I just think he's good for Palace. Man United, the expectations are completely different. Do you know what I mean? You could probably get spun once at Palace, and as long as you do well for the rest of the game, people are going to say you had a good game. Whereas at Man United, if you get spun once, that's it. Like, don't matter how well you play, people are going to be coming for you, innit? So I just think, I don't know. I think I've seen a lot today of this right back's the best in the league and this right back's the best in the league.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't really matter. Like, as long as if they suit your system, they don't have to be the best right back in the league. You know, Zinchenko is not better than Benjamin Mendy in terms of talent, but Zinchenko is a lot better than Ben Mendy when it comes to Man City. So it's just like, I don't really care who's the better one. I want the one that's going to win us games, and right now that's Zinchenko. So or Cancelo on the left. Yeah. So it's just one of them things. You've just got to think of it like that. I think he's a good player. I did want him at City.
You wanted him at City?
Yeah, when he was available first.
Really?
But remember, at that time we didn't.
I'm quite shocked at that because Pep would never have Wan-Bissaka at City.
No, he wasn't.
Not in a million years.
Interested now. But he's not.
I don't rate Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's at least competent on the ball.
Yeah, Kyle Walker's solid. Like, he was really good against Norwich. Really good against Norwich.
But it's the fact that Kyle Walker, whilst I don't rate him very highly, he's competent on the ball.
He is solid. Yeah, he's solid. And you know what?
Wan-Bissaka's nowhere near technically good enough for Pep.
Yeah, we definitely missed Kyle Walker against Spurs. We needed him badly in that game. So, yeah.
Yeah, but with United, it's like, this was such a... I know it's still early in the season, but what you have to remember is, this is a game where they really should... a draw's not good enough in this. This is Southampton. This is a team who, like Winter Surface said, there's a big chance they will go down, and they're not good. Southampton are not a good team, and they showed that Southampton were not good today.
And they lost things.
And these are 3 points that, if you are have aspirations to challenge for and win a title, you need to be winning these games. A draw's not good enough in these games. These are the games. These are your bread and butter games that to challenge for a title. You just need to win.
Flawless will say that. He'll go. I think Flawless said before, like some Man United fans will go, "Oh yeah, we're still unbeaten away," but Flawless and Rants and Nemov will say, "Well, yeah, but there's been a lot of draws in there.
Yeah,
it's not like they've been winning every game. So it's like it's great to be undefeated, but you got to take a look at like the whole situation. It's not like it's like 2 draws and 17 wins.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw this dumb tweet from a United fan today. Clearly one of these like Ollie Inners, hard on Ollie Inners, like literally like you know what he said? He said something along the lines of, so to the media credit Tuchel for winning the Champions League, but don't credit Ollie for breaking a Premier League record for going the most away games unbeaten in Premier League history. Like, what are you going on about?
Yeah,
He's comparing winning the biggest trophy in club football to breaking some record which hasn't even got any.
But you know what it is? It's not even like that record, because that record they got last season, it was a great record, but Man City got more points. So it's like, yes, you had...
At the end of the day, forget records,
but we got more points and we won the league. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Jan, it's like when you break a record, what does it lead to?
Right? I know,
So Fernandes, like I think broke the season record or something for goals, right, from a midfielder or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think broke Lampard's record.
Yeah,
and I think that's great. Yeah, but what did it lead to?
But that's different a bit because. Whilst I agree with you on Fernandes,
that's on him. Yeah, that's on
him. That's an individual thing. When it's a team record,
right? Yeah.
Especially if that team record that you've broken hasn't led to a trophy. What does it matter?
Well, because a team can go undefeated in the league by drawing every single game.
And get relegated.
And then get relegated, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I was debating a Liverpool fan because it was in the chat, and I'd been on a stream and I was in the chat like debating a Liverpool fan. He goes, Andrew, we finished last 5 seasons we finished above United. Okay, that's great, but you know that's only resulted in 1 title, right?
Yeah, there's only 1 season out of those for the league that actually, because we actually won it. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, one season we won the Champions League, but that's not the league in it.
No, that's fine because I went to him. Unless you win the title, 2nd and 4th is essentially the same.
Yeah.
The same
it's
position.
Like a record that you could bring up is something like Chelsea's 86 home league game record. In that record, they've got 2 titles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also, like, we conceded the least amount of goals in one season, 15, and that's when we went on to win the title.
Yeah.
And I think the season we won the title, we broke some record, some sort of record for most wins in a row, but it mattered because we won the title in the end. So it's actually
same with City the season before, and the season before they did that. They broke the record and we had a joint record of 13 wins in a row, and then City broke that, and then I think you broke it. But it leads to something. It's like, it's like when Liverpool fans, like, I know you haven't run, but someone go, yeah, but we got 99 points like season. That's great, right? But for me, it's like I don't care how many points I get if I win the title.
I get what you mean. Yeah,
it's like going. What does it lead to? What does the record lead to? Okay, so you've scored. Let's say Man United scored the most goals ever in Premier League, right? But what if they finish third? What does it matter?
What does it matter?
What does it matter? Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you think Ollie will go, or do you think Flawless will go? Yeah, great. He's got the most amount of goals, but we still finished third. It doesn't mean anything. So it's like when you always think about what you've won first, and then because like we won the Champions League, right? And then I think, what records did we break? So Mendy broke the clean sheet record, right? I think it was 9 or something, in the entire season, and we got the defensive record. We've only conceded 2 in the whole competition, 2 goals in the whole competition. But I didn't look at records. I didn't even think about records as someone told me it because I was focused on celebrating winning the trophy. So
it's like, after. It's what you think about after.
Yeah, it's like a bit. The Centurion season for Jan, a bit. Jan was more focused on we won the title, right?
Yeah,
won the title back. Oh, and the bonus will be getting 100 points. Right?
We broke so many records, so they just basically the club said record breakers, and they had a picture and it had like 100 points, and then they had all these different records that were broken.
Yeah,
it's kind of like no one really cared. They wanted to win the league, and then once the league was wrapped up, it was like, okay, what records can we break now? It's kind of like when Liverpool knew they'd won the league and people were like, right, can they get 102 points? Can they do this?
Exactly.
Can they do that? That's
I
when
didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit about the points.
Exactly. You didn't give a shit. Exactly.
What pissed me off that season?
Why would you give a shit?
Like what pissed me off that season when I knew we'd won the league by like December, January, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The fact we got knocked out. I wanted to win the Champions League with it and the FA. I wanted to win another trophy with it. We fucking got knocked out of both in like the week apart. It pissed me off that. I didn't give a shit about all when Arsenal fans are still now Liverpool fans still hurt.
Invincible.
I didn't give a shit about that game, I'm telling you. I didn't give 2 fucks about that game. I was more gutted when we got knocked out by Chelsea in the FA Cup and got knocked out by Atletico in the Champions League. I cried at the Atletico one, I ain't gonna lie. I walked out of Anfield crying. I was that upset because of the way it happened. Because I wanted that Champions League to retain it. Because I already knew we'd won the league, and it pissed me off still. But this is a question. Next Thursday is the Champions League, Joe. Who do you want to avoid for all 3? I'll start with mine. We're in pot 2 where all the good teams are.
Pot 2 is a nightmare,
Yeah, so we can't get anyone in pot 2, which is good. But the 2 I'd probably avoid in pot 1 is Bayern Munich and Atletico. That's literally the only ones I can think of.
Barcelona in pot 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably want them.
Yeah.
The only time you probably want Barcelona in the group draw.
Oh yeah, facts.
Right now.
Otherwise, there's something appealing about taking on PSG.
It's all the stars that'll be on one pitch.
Yeah. But taking them on twice.
You're better off having them in a group stage where
do you know what I mean? You're not going to get them to the quarter. They're not going to get them to probably to the semi-final again.
Yeah.
Apart from that, who else is in there? I think Dortmund's in pot 2, aren't they?
Dortmund in pot 2. Yeah.
Real Madrid are in pot. Real Madrid are in pot 2, I think, as well. You probably want Real Madrid as well.
Yeah, Real Madrid. Yeah.
I still think Real have a bit more to them than like a Barcelona.
They do, but I think they're still pretty. I think they're pretty weak.
No, they are. They're definitely beatable.
See Aguero again at the end, but he's probably
he's injured though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Have they even registered him yet? I don't even know if they've registered him.
No,
I think they did.
But yeah, Barca. Do you know what? Very strange to say now, but you probably want Barcelona.
No, you do.
They're one of the weakest. They're the weakest they've ever been in the last 20 years. The weakest.
You know, I actually said though, Messi leaving is good for Barcelona in the long term because it means they can rely more on, you know, they give more responsibility in a role to like Ansu Fati, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong instead of going through one player all the time and revolving your whole team around one player.
Yeah.
And but then again, because Barca's team outside of those few players isn't good, and they've lost the best player, one of the best players in history, it's going to be a really rough 1 or 2 years for them. But I do think it'll benefit them in the long term. Do you get what I mean? I think they'll get some sort of identity back as well.
Yeah. Also, PSG it's just so tantalizing just to beat a Poch team. And just to rub, you know what I mean? Just furthermore cement.
Imagine if he doesn't win Champions League this season. I actually think it'll be City. Because I think what's going to happen is... I actually think City will win it because... I just think Pep... You know what it is? I think Pep's learned his lesson, you know. Not doing dumb shit.
That's what I thought when we played PSG last year.
You know what is big for City is you've gotten to one final. You know how to navigate yourself through all the two-legged ties. And if you can do that now, so if you get to your next final, Pep knows not to do dumb shit in that now.
Yeah, the only thing is, it's very because I think the English four are actually the let me tell you
the strongest. Some of the strongest
with probably Bayern and. So I think I think Bayern aren't that strong if I think about it.
But they're still one of the better teams.
Still one, yes. I think there's six. I think the English quartet, Bayern and PSG.
I agree.
Favourites.
You don't think Juve with Allegri back?
I'd have to see, and it's good that now the Serie A's and BT because you can actually watch. Juve
I think Allegri back will have an impact on them.
Apparently, there's reports coming out. He's made them more, brought some of the flair back. You know, something like that. Be interesting to see if they can do that. But I think it will come from one of them. I mean, it'd be interesting to see is you say like, City have been to a final. It's hard to get back to a final even after you lost it.
I think do
you know what I mean? It's very hard.
It's like,
it's true.
We got to the final in 2008 and we didn't get back till 12. So and then we've gone from 12 to 21.
That's what I mean. That's what I was saying. Because I think because we got to a final last year, I don't think we get as far. I feel like we'll, and that's why I'm saying I think City will take a step backwards this season because I don't think we're gonna win 2 trophies and get to a Champions League final. So we have to go backwards automatically. Doesn't mean go backwards as in we're not good or anything like that, but it's just naturally, you know, the only way we can beat last season is by winning a treble of domestic trophies. Do you know what I mean? Or win the Champions League and win league or win, you know what I mean? It's not just even the Champions League on its own. We would have gone from winning 2 trophies and getting to a final to winning 1 trophy. So it's like even that. You know, you could say that it's the trophy that we need, so you'll see it as an upgrade in terms of that. But at the same time, people will still say across the whole season, you know, City went from champions, you know, to kind of finishing wherever. Do you know what I mean?
I've been asked several times this year, but this season already, like, what do you want to win? Do you want to win the Premier League and Champions League? I always say, well, why can't I do both? But it's a choice. As much as I'd love to win the Premier League again, to go,
you can retain that.
Back to back to win the winning the Champions League means several things, right? It's the first Premier League team to. I know Nottingham Forest have done it, but the first English team under this.
First team in the Premier League,
But we would equal United's record of 3.
Exactly, it's a bigger thing.
And we've done it. We've done it in a shorter time. They've taken like 50 years. 50 years to do it. We've taken like
Yeah.
When you
10.
think about it, considering
So to rub it in
United,
Flawless's face that we've
considering
got
how
it, we've done
big
it
United
3
are, their
times.
European history is a bit. They've underachieved in Europe considering how long they've been in it and the size of their club.
Oh yeah, Fergie has. He totally underachieved in Europe.
He underachieved in Europe, but people don't like to accept it, but he did underachieve.
This is
but
why I always have arguments with people, because they will slander City saying you haven't won the Champions League yet, which is fine. You know, we have to accept that. That is the reality. But it's like, we've not really been in Europe long, if you think about it. We've not been in Europe that long. Man United have been in Europe a hell of a lot longer than us. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, you know, we're going to win it like 4 times or whatever. But I do believe once we win it once, I don't think the second one is too many years behind.
Yeah,
I don't think City win one and then never win it again. I think if City win one, the next one will come within the next 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like with Chelsea. I think that's how it will go. I don't think it'll be like we win one and then 30 years later we win.
You know what? You know what annoys me about what United fans say when they say people say Pep hasn't won it with Pep won it twice with Messi, so they don't count because he won it with Messi. Well, Fergie only won 1 Champions League then because he won his second one with Ronaldo.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah,
it's an argument. It is an argument.
So, if that's Chelsea, the case, then Fergie severely underachieved in Europe.
Well,
you can't say he failed in Europe because he still won it twice.
Is it 10 consecutive years? Is it 10 consecutive years in the Champions League, right? Yeah. So is it 10?
Yeah, we've not been out of it since 2010.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay, so we didn't, I mean, we got to a final, we got to loads of semi-finals, but we didn't win it till the 9th time of consecutive in the Champions League. And even then, that was our worst team to win it. We should have won. I think we should have won in 04. I think 05.
You should have won the year we won it.
Yeah, 05. And then
you should have beaten it in the semi, and I think you would have beaten that Milan team.
Yeah, and I think we would have beaten. We were better than United in the 08 final. We were better than them.
Yeah.
After they scored, we were better than them. We hit the bar, the post, everything like that.
Terry had the penalty, yeah.
Yeah, and then Drogba, of course, then the story is
Drogba would have taken that penalty,
and he can't take the 5th, and that happens. But
it's like even the year when we lost to Milan in 07,
you were better than
using the semis. And by the way, that Milan side, we were better than Milan in that final.
Yeah,
you just think Chelsea was so much of a better team, you would have beaten that Milan team.
But that's what I mean. That's the greatness sometimes of this competition.
You should have won it a good 2 to 3 times before you actually won it. You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We should have won it exactly. It's like we should be sitting on. We should. Let's say a minimum.
You should be closer to our record.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say maybe we should have 4. Maybe 4.
Maybe 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
4. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Let's say 4, right? We should be sitting on 4. But that's the greatness. That's the greatness of this whole thing. It's like I love this competition. It's like when we played Barcelona and we should have had like 2 penalties. I always remind Chelsea fans. That's great.
I think it was more than 2 penalties, bro. I can't.
Okay, but I always remind Chelsea fans.
5.
But you do remember the chances Anelka and Drogba also missed.
Yeah.
It's like
you should have panned Barcelona in that game.
That's what I mean. It's like.
Do you think I've asked this question to Lewis before because he goes on about that game a lot. Do you think you would have beaten United in that final?
Yes.
That's what he said.
I'll tell you why. That was the season we had Scolari at the start, and then
and you got Hiddink.
And Hiddink sort of repaired whatever had gone wrong, and we were on great form. We won the FA Cup. We won the FA Cup that season, but we were just on something. It's like Hiddink he probably just got the experienced players in the dressing room, just got them back together, or under the same. And you know what? I think we would have, but that was still a good United team. But
it was the same one that had won it the year before, and that was probably the best Man United team in those years.
And, so that's what I like about it. Jan's probably right. You're probably going to win it. You're probably going to win it when Pep goes.
Yeah, it'd probably be some random manager that comes in temporarily.
It'll be sort of like
what probably happen?
Interim manager thing.
Yeah, like Pep will probably leave, and we'll probably get like some manager in while we wait for whoever we want, and that manager will probably go and win it. It's probably one of them. or it'll, but this is why I don't really worry too much about the Champions League. Like, yes, we need to win it. Everyone knows that. But it's just one of them things. It's the more you want it, I think, the less likely you are to win it. I think that's PSG's problem. I think PSG are specifically to win that. And I think that's why they...
He's probably right. If you don't get Kane this season, this is probably the season you win it. because the thing is, you'll go up against, say, PSG, or maybe even Liverpool or us or Bayern, and for once you may not be the favourite in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it'll work in your favour, where everyone will go.
Yeah, City are out.
Great as City are. It's great because it might be one where you're not doing well in or like leading the title race, like you're still like third or fourth or something like that. But it's like, but City, look at their struggles in the league. They can't. They can't score. Yeah. They can't. They need a striker. They can't get Kane. And then it'll be like you get to the final, and it will still people will still be like, but they can't finish. They can't do that. And then it'll be like you'll just win it.
Yo, if Gabby scores a winner in the final, I'm blocking Jan on every form of.
You'll have to block me out in your house, mate. I'll be outside going, let me in. But you know what's funny though? You know what's mad though? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I think City have in Europe performed better against the teams that were not favourites. So PSG, everyone was telling me PSG are going to beat City. PSG are going to beat City. Watch when you play Mbappe. Watch when you play this, that, the other. And it's kind of like when we came up against PSG, don't get me wrong, the first half of the first game, they were better than us. You know what I mean? It was one of them where I thought, oh gosh, this could be a long night. And then City just completely changed it around in the second half. The goals they were a bit too free kicks in it, so it was a bit like, maybe. But the second leg, that second game, I was just like, City just came out, and that's the first time that I've ever thought Man City can win the Champions League. Up until then, I was saying 3 to 5 years. Everyone on here knows that I've been saying 3 to 5 years. But technically, it's 3 to 4 from now. I think it's coming closer. I don't think it'll be this year. I still think 2 to 4 years. But it depends. Because if we went and bought like a Lewandowski to add to this team, then I would expect us to win it sooner. If we went and bought like a Cristiano Ronaldo, I would expect us to win it. Harry Kane.
She doesn't want Kane.
You know what?
The Champions League.
I think she's the biggest hypocrite going, yeah? Nah, she's the biggest hypocrite going. I needed to say this, yeah? Literally, I was going to say this about a week ago, but feelings were running high at that time. But literally, she gets onto me for apparently having a Diaz and KDB agenda, but she's got the biggest Kane agenda you will ever see.
How's it an agenda?
You've got the biggest Kane agenda.
How is it an agenda?
I'm not even going to tell people in the comments what you've told me about him on the phone.
An agenda implies that it's not based in fact. Like when people say things like, like I said earlier, when people are saying, Declan Rice was better than Raheem Sterling, that's clearly an agenda because there's no truth to that at all, right?
Yeah.
If somebody said, like, I don't know, Sterling is better than Foden, I'm not going to say, in the Euros, I'm not going to say, you've just got a Foden agenda, because that's true. Do you know what I mean? It just depends on how it's coming across. So with Harry Kane, everything that I've said about Harry Kane is true. He is the best Premier League striker. He is incredibly good in the Premier League, but he doesn't turn up in finals. And I don't know if he's going to win the Champions League. I'm not going to say he can't, because there's always a possibility. There's a first time for everything. I could become a millionaire. Kane could win the Champions League. These things can happen. It's just very unlikely. I'm probably going to be broke this time next year. And he's probably still not going to have a Champions League trophy this time next year.
You're like, you've got the biggest... Forget that. People, trust me. You haven't heard our phone call. She's got the biggest Kane agenda you'll ever see. But let's get on to this comment. Guys, what are your thoughts on Martial? This is time.
Everyone's saying Pep ain't going to learn his lesson.
Kane goes there.
I think Pep's learned his lesson.
I think he does always beat teams that are better. If we go, like Winter Surf says, if we go into a final and we are not favourites, that puts City in a really good opportunity, a really good position, because I think that kind of helped Chelsea out a little bit. The pressure for Chelsea was not very high in that final. because it was one of them games where if you'd have lost, you could have literally been like, we've won it before. Tuchel's new. He's not got his team. We've got a bunch of young kids in the squad. And you probably, I don't think anyone would have slandered Chelsea. You might have got a little bit from Arsenal fans, maybe United fans, like saying, oh, how have we let City win? But in general, I think it would have been fine. So it's just one of them things. It's like if we go up against PSG this season with their super squad, I just think even though we'll still be under a lot of pressure to win it, if we don't, you would look at that team and say, that's a FIFA team that you create. That's not like a regular team that you're going to play year in, year out. So I wouldn't be absolutely gutted if Man City went and lost to them in a final. Because I'd think, all right, they should win. They should beat us. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm still waiting for Flawless to thank me personally for saving his club's legacy last season. So.
Yeah, but I think, you know what I think? I predicted this before the Champions League, before we even got to a final, when it was kind of like, when we got the draws, and I was saying Chelsea are going to get to the final based on their side of the draw. And I was actually saying that, I think Man United's legacy in Europe is like at risk of being broken, because Chelsea already have more European Cup overall, and then now they're one Champions League away. You win that Champions League, Man United have nothing over.
I think United's European legacy is still ahead because I'm not going to count Europa Leagues and Cup winners. It's the Champions Leagues that matters. But if Chelsea do level it,
that's what I'm saying. If they win a Champions League, they're level on Champions League, but Chelsea have more overall.
Yeah, if Chelsea level it with the Champions League, another Champions League, then Chelsea do have the bigger one there.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, Ali, you're saying you can never be the underdogs because of how much you've spent. Look at how much PSG have spent. Like, this is PSG that we're talking about. I'm not talking about playing some team. Look at Real Madrid, how much they've spent over the years. If you take inflation into account, like they were spending 80 million on Cristiano Ronaldo when players were nowhere near 80 million. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to think about what they've been doing for a very long time. So if you add money up on how much we spent, we're not the top spenders in Europe. Premier League, we might be one of the top. Europe, we're not close. You know, they spent 200 and something million on Neymar.
Yeah.
Alone.
Arsenal spent in 5 years. Last 5 years.
Yeah. Well, Arsenal have winning the transfer window in terms of how much they spent. So City will end it, I'm sure, because they probably buy Kane ridiculous amounts of money. But yeah, go on.
See that agenda? You see the look of the disgust on the face when you mentioned Kane there. See that agenda.
What?
But I'll just get onto this. I'll just get onto this question, guys. What are your thoughts on Martial? Is his time up at United? Go on, Jan. I know you've got a Martial agenda as well, so
I don't have a Martial agenda because, like I say again, it's not an agenda. It's based on facts. This guy scored 4 goals in the league, which was less than Kurt Zuma, but it is what it is. I think, to be fair to him, he was on the same amount of goals as John Stones, and you know how good John Stones is. So, you know, I was gonna respect my guy John and say that he did well last season.
I'll get on to something else about John after this.
You know what it is with Martial though? Like, this is what I was saying about Kane. When you get a player who is world class or who is seen as being this good, if he's not that good, obviously people get onto him. Like I've said before, if you've got Harvey Elliott and he has a terrible game, you're not getting onto him the way you're getting onto like a Salah, because your standards for Salah will be higher than him, simply based on how good they are and you know what you expect from that player. The problem with Martial is when Martial came over here, people forget, 1, he was quite expensive. 2, he was seen as the next Thierry Henry. That's what they were saying at the time. And 3, in his contract, he actually had add-ons for a Ballon d'Or. So that just shows how highly rated Martial was. Martial's come into the Premier League and not done very much. He's had 1.5 good seasons in that time. You can use all the manager, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, when a player is rated as that high, that he could potentially be the next Henry and get a Ballon d'Or, I'm expecting more from him. So for me, I don't really have a Martial agenda. I just don't think he's as good as everyone makes out. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? Is he a good player? Yes. On his day, he's a good player. You know, he plays well against Man City, tends to turn up at the Etihad. You know, but at the same time, it's another one that is inconsistent. So it's like in my team, as an attacking player, you want consistency. You don't want them players that are going to score 3 in one game and then not score for the next 6 months. You don't want that. So yeah, I think because he was so highly rated, it's making him look worse. If he came in and everyone said, "Oh, we got this young striker from Monaco," you know, he looks decent, and he came in and did what he did, people would say, "Oh, you know what? We didn't have high expectations." But yeah, once you get compared to Thierry Henry at a young age, you kind of have to be half decent, otherwise you're going to get slandered. And
you know what I'll say about Martial? Like, I really rate Martial as a player, like, rate him very highly. I just think he's been unlucky at. I think right now his form. He had a bad season last season. You know, you can't deny that. I mean, he was injured for quite a bit of it as well. Whether he's fully fit or not right now, I don't really know. But I think he's really low in confidence as well at the moment. You know, and when you're an attacker going through, he probably is a confidence player. But what I will say is, I think during his whole time at United, I think he came in LVG's last season, I think. And he had a very good first season. But then obviously Mourinho comes in. And I think Mourinho he was really mismanaged under Mourinho. I remember there was a period, I think when they got Alexis Sanchez, and he was doing really, really well in the United team, Martial. And then when Sanchez came, he just got frozen out of the team, and he probably didn't deserve to be frozen out of the team. So I think he's just been mismanaged like that. And yeah, I mean, when you're under Ollie as well, like, I'm not being funny, but Ollie tax has to be, for me, it's a hefty thing, in it. I can't lie. And I get this big consistency, and I agree with that. But at the end of the day, I just think that Ollie tax doesn't enable you to be good consistently a lot of the time. That's the thing.
I think he has to decide what type of player he wants to be.
Yeah, whether he's a winger or a striker.
I don't think he's an out-and-out striker.
I
think he's more in the mold of a Mane.
Yeah, but I think he could come to Liverpool and do the Firmino role very well, because I think he's got good hold-up, link-up play. He's an intelligent player, and he'll actually finish off the chances that Firmino misses as well. He's a better finisher than him, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think he's a better finisher. I just don't. I think on a left in a free, I think he'd be great.
Yeah.
I think if he got a consistent run of form in him, he'd be great. He'd do well. I just don't think if you have him up front by him, like, as a spear point, I don't know how well he would do overall. Because I think he'd want to drift out like an Henry, to drift out wide. Come back, cut back in.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe a change of club. Change of club. Just might have to be. You know,
change of manager, change of club.
Change of manager, maybe. But I think more at the moment, the most option they could get is moving. Maybe even not selling him. Maybe if he just goes, I just need. You know what? I need like a year away on loan or something. Do you know what I mean? I just need to go, and he just needs.
Well, I think he was being linked with a lot. Was it to Inter Milan or something?
Yeah, that was very strange. That's not materialised, obviously, because I didn't know how Inter Milan were going to pay that.
Yeah,
he's on
exactly.
He's on $200,000 a week or something like that, and then he just got rid of Lukaku and everything like that. But I just, it's strange. It's like when do you not? Because even United must be thinking, okay, how long left do we keep with this guy? We got Greenwood coming up.
Yeah.
We've got Sancho in. Rashford is really, his output is very good on the left hand side. We're going to be in for another striker or wide player next year. We have high expectations of Ahmad.
They sent him out on loan, I think.
Exactly. So, do they go? Martial's increasingly looking like the odd one out. Yeah. And you're going, do we cut our ties and just sell, get whatever we can for him? Because even in this market, you're probably still, because I think this is what they're telling for 58 million or something like that. Well, no, was it 30? No, I think it was 50 odd million or something like that. But do they, even in this market, because of the way the transfer window is, they're probably going to get still probably near enough 50 million for him, something like that.
Yeah, they'd go around that for him, because he's not old as well. He's still at a very good age as well.
24.
Yeah, exactly. He's still at a very good age.
But I will say, Martial, do not shave your head bald again.
Yeah, I didn't recognise him at first, you know. Really didn't recognise him.
Yeah, do not shave your head bald, man. But yeah, Martial. Yeah, I'd change club.
Yeah, I agree. You know what it is with Martial?
He'd be great at Dortmund.
Oh,
he'd be great at Dortmund or RB Leipzig or something.
Oh, I just thinking, just for a Klopp or Pep. I just think what Klopp or Pep could do for Anthony Martial. Like, you look at what Klopp's done with Mane and Salah, and these are two players that are nowhere near as actually technically good as Anthony Martial. Martial's a lot more talented than both of those guys. And he's got pace, good physical attributes as well. He's quite strong as well. You know, when you actually see him play live, he's actually a lot bigger than what you think as well, Martial.
Yeah.
He is. And, I just think I just would just imagine him, at Liverpool under Klopp, either in the Firmino role or even in the left role where Mane plays, like you said. I just think Klopp could do so much with him. Like, genuinely, it's quite frightening, you know.
He'd be good at Bayern as well.
Yeah, Bayern, and like you said, Dortmund as well. Like,
him on the left, Haaland in the middle, Reina on the right, someone else in there. It'd be very scary.
Yeah, exactly. I just think all he needs is a good coach at the end of the day, and a good manager that suits him. Because he did very well with LVG, who coached him really well at a young age, and put him. Yeah, and Mourinho, I don't think he suited him. Mismanaged him, like I said, and Ollie's just not good anyway. So
he had a good spell under Ollie back end of 1927.
Yeah, exactly. In the season we won the league post COVID, I remember post lockdown.
Post lockdown.
He was very good.
He had a good run. So he can do it. What's happened? What's changed since then? That's all. Do you know what I mean? I know you brought Cavani in, Greenwood's emerged and stuff like that, but why didn't you kick on? Why haven't you kicked on? And he's got to take some blame in that as well.
He needs to take blame because last season it wasn't good enough from him. It really wasn't. And I really like Martial, but he wasn't good enough last season. No. And he has to take some blame for that as well.
Yeah, and it just maybe needs to change club.
Yeah.
That's all I would do.
Yeah, I'm just looking through see if there's any more questions here. It's just people talk about Pogba and Martial. Yeah, people, just get any questions. We are going to close out the show shortly as well. Any other teams we can? I haven't watched Spurs today. I didn't.
No, they weren't on telly. They weren't on telly. It was the same time as Man United.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was 1-0 Ali penalty or something.
Something like that, yeah. But if you look at the stats, it's like a smash and grab 1-0 win or something like that. It really was.
Yeah, apparently
it was
a penalty.
It was a penalty. Yeah, it really was.
Yanti coming just in time to talk about Spurs or something, innit?
No, I just came back in it, but Harry Kane came on, didn't he? Don't know what he did.
I know Eleanor wasn't happy with Spurs' performance. She put up a picture of the stats like possession or the shots and all that.
It was like a proper.
And like Mourinho last season where you draw 1-0 up and just see the game out, innit?
It was
but to be fair, they did see it out.
Did see it out.
And I heard Traore missed a sitter, man. I don't rate this Traore guy.
I heard that, he missed an absolute sitter. You go, even for him, how did he miss that?
Yeah. Yeah, facts. C1 London asking Ryan, how highly do you rate Reece James in terms of right backs? Is he in your top 3? Yeah, he makes my top 3 in the league. Top 3 for me, this is in no order as well, as probably Trent, Cancelo, and Reece James. I don't think there's anyone with those guys. Don't think Wan-Bissaka is. Don't think Kyle Walker is. I really like Cancelo, to be fair. Like, when I watch him, I really like him. Like, I know Jan really likes him as well, but
yeah,
Pep
but I
prefers
think
Kyle
Kyle Walker is very, very, very good. I'm not his biggest fan either, but you know.
I said it on the stream earlier. I said 1 year. I might revise that to 2. I think in 2 years, seeing how his development is going, I think Reece James will be talked about as not only one of the best in Premier League, but best in the world at right back. I think he can do both areas very well.
Yeah.
Because I know Trent. Listen, I know Trent can defend. I'm not one of these ones that goes he can't defend. I know he can defend, but he's a greater attacking right back than a defensive one.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, and that's Wan-Bissaka's sort of like the opposite. It's like a greater defending one.
Yeah.
I think Reece James is a hybrid of
both
those two attributes. I think he can do both, and I think he's in a great defensive team, and he's got great defensive mentors, and I just think this season and next 2 seasons, I think he would explode without having any injury issues, of course. But if you look at him today, just the way he looks, he's done something where he's either changed his diet or the way he works out, because he just looks leaner, but he hasn't looks like he's lost a lot of weight. He just looks stronger, and today he was absolutely colossal. And he's only played he's played less than 2 hours of like pre-season football.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He's a top player.
I think he's going to be. I mean, obviously Trent's the best, but I think we saw a glimmer of Trent possibly moving into midfield.
I'm not sure about that, to be fair. I think you know what it is with Trent, and someone mentioned this earlier on in the show. What do you think of Trent's improvement defensively or something? And I think I would say since maybe last March, April, his defending has really started to improve in terms of his one-on-one defending. You know, positionally, sometimes he's always going to be, because Klopp asked him to play so high up the pitch because he's attacking fullback. You know, there are times when, they play direct, he's up the pitch, and that's not really his fault because that's what he's been told by Klopp to play up the pitch. But obviously his one-on-one defending over the years has been very suspect. But I actually think that's actually started to improve over the months. And I think that, you know why I think that is? I think it's because Henderson over the years has been so crucial for Trent in terms of helping him defensively, covering for him. Because Henderson was injured for the second half of last season, and no one was really doing that Henderson role of covering for Trent defensively and helping him out. It meant that Trent had to take it on himself to become more better defensively. And I think that's what he's done. Don't get me wrong, he's not perfect yet, but he is on an upward direction in terms of improving defensively, and there is a clear improvement. So, hopefully, and he's young, he'll only get better and better. And I love Trent, man. I love Trent. And as for his attacking play, his crossing and distribution. When people say Trent's only a good crosser, it's not only his crossing, it's his overall passing range. Like, he's pinging 50-yard passes over to the other fullback. He did it quite a few times yesterday. His actual passing range, and it was a good pass for the second goal as well. It's not only his crossing, his actual passing and distribution is top quality as well with Trent.
Yeah, that's the thing with Reece as well. If Lukaku stays fit for all this season, he's going to have so much more space.
Definitely.
On that right-hand side, because the defenders are just so now. You saw it even with Arsenal. They're so preoccupied with Lukaku, and then you've got either Havertz, Werner, or Mount with him. You're going to be occupied with him. That Reece is going to get a load more. Same with Chilwell when he comes in.
Yeah,
they're just going to get a lot more. Is the wing back era at the moment, full back era at the moment. They're the new wingers. So
definitely.
yeah, but
I completely agree. Completely agree. Jan, I know you brought up this comment, so I'll let you ask the question.
Yeah, what do you lot opinions on Ferran Torres? I know Ryan's got an agenda already.
I don't have an agenda. I just think I don't rate him that highly from what I've seen.
You know what? Like, I actually really like. I nearly said Gonzalo in the comment. I really like Ferran Torres. He kind of like he's come in. He's young. His first season was okay. You could see like glimpses of what he can do. This season is a weird one because he's kind of like probably going to be a false nine if we don't sign a striker. So it's kind of a position he hasn't played before. Against Norwich, he struggled a little bit, like in some situations, just because there was so many players around him, and that obviously he's used to cutting in from the wing. But he did really well for Spain in the Euros, to be honest. I don't think Spain were particularly great, but he was one of their better players. So yeah, I think he's all right. He's gonna get better and better. I think he's only young, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But he's given me some sort of hope. But you never know. We'll just have to see how he does. But he looks so far so good, I'd say.
I'm not. I don't think he's amazing, to be honest. I think he's okay in it. I don't think he's got any chance of becoming like world class or anything, even with Pep's coaching. I don't think his ceiling is very high. I think he's a good player. That's it. I don't think he's anything special, to be fair. When I watch him play, I don't see. When I watch him play, like if we were to play Man City this season, and Ferran Torres is playing for them, I'm not like, oh my god, Ferran Torres is playing. Do you get what I mean? Not like I was with like Aguero, Sane, and these guys. Like he doesn't strike fear into me in it. Like,
no, I understand that. I don't know. He had a couple of good performances at the end of the season. I remember against Newcastle, he scored a couple of banging.
Yeah, he scored a very good goal in that.
Yeah, and led the run. Yeah, he's young, right? Is it 21, something like that? Something like 21.
Yeah, usually something like that. I think, yeah.
Just 21.
I don't know. False 9. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I mean, he's great on FIFA. I will say that.
Yo, City players are overpowered on FIFA. I'm telling you. Oh my god, Gabriel Jesus is wicked on FIFA. You know,
Liverpool are too good on there.
Now you know what, Gabriel.
But I was playing with Liverpool to beat.
I was playing with City. You know, I was playing with City. I can't lie. City are so good on FIFA. Gabriel Jesus is wicked on FIFA. You know, he's so good on
real
FIFA.
Life.
He's so shit in real life. He's so shit in real life, but he's so good on FIFA.
Yesterday, man, he was on fire.
I will say, if you're City, man, you don't even need to use the takeover cheat, to have 500 million, because you can sell most of City players and still get loads of money to spend. So you can just bring in who you want. Is
Maguire overrated?
Well, I was seeing at the start of the season that he's clear of City defenders.
He's not. As much as I slander Diaz is better than him still.
I always think of Harry Maguire still as the second one in the partnership.
Especially now Varane's coming in.
Yeah. But I still think of Varane as the second in the partnership as well.
Yeah, so
it's like they've got
none of them are the proper
There's no alpha.
The Ramos and people like
There's no alpha.
The Van Dijk, the Ramos.
Yeah, you can clearly see Liverpool Van
Thiago
Dijk,
Silva,
Ramos, Thiago Silva, and Diaz at the moment. You can see that. I mean, you can clearly see even Lewis Dunk at Brighton. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's the out. He might not be as good as them, but he's the alpha.
Yeah.
You know what it is? What annoyed? It's when people say Maguire world class, all these things. It's like, nah, he's a good defender, but he's suspect still. That he could have cost them a couple of goals today as well. He was quite shaky today, actually.
It's very weird for a guy who's so tall, has a massive head. He's shaky at corners, you know.
Yeah.
Very shaky at corners, attacking and defending. He should be scoring a lot more goals at corners. He should be more of a danger, but he isn't. Never. Like I said, he'll obviously look to take the alpha role when Varane comes in, but you know, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I agree. And this will be the last question. Thoughts on Livramento, the Southampton right back? I was impressed, you know. He looks a good player,
Chelsea
you know.
Academy product.
He's very good on the ball. I liked him today. He's very good.
And this week we'll hear nothing but we shouldn't have sold Livramento. We should have kept him from the Cobanistas. So, you know,
Oh, is he from you guys?
Yeah, we sold him for like 5 million.
Oh, so he's not alone either.
Not alone, no. But we've got like I think it's either a buyback or first refusal on him.
Okay.
So initially, it's probably just be like some Chelsea fans I saw on Twitter said it's an expensive 5-year loan for Southampton. But yeah, he played very well
I thought he
today.
did.
He left Fred for dead in like he took past him and left, and he played very well. And I just think though, I think don't be too infused because he had a great game today, no doubt, and he should be praised for that. But he's still very young.
And it's only one game at the end of the day.
It's only one game, exactly. Like I can't remember who they played last week, Southampton, but I can't remember if Livramento played well or not. 40 million buyback. There you go. 40 million buyback. Thank you, C1. 40 million buyback. Always got my back like that. 40 million buyback clause, which could be cheap in a couple of years' time, 3 years' time, when Aspilicueta's about ready to end. You know what I mean? But could be there, man. That's what all big clubs do. I think now I want Chelsea to do what Bayern do and just send these players out to other clubs so they can develop them more and then buy them back when they're developed. So I just want to start doing that. So.
Yeah, facts. But I think we'll close out the show there, people. I don't know if Jan's still there, but she's on mute at the moment, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just is there any final things you want to say before we close out the show? I'll go to you first, Jan.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Please like the video if you haven't already, and sign up or subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back soon. Anything you guys want to say?
I'll go to you first, Andrew. Anything you want to say?
No, thanks for having me on again.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Q&As are always fun, whether it's here or on Twitch. Especially
without Flawless, yeah.
Oh, much better, man. I suddenly realised what you mean. No, always the guy. They do loads of shows on Sarcasm C, so sign up there. Follow me, Windsurfer. I've got stuff there going with KH. I think Ryan, you're on tomorrow, right? Are you coming on tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I forgot. But I'll be on tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I'll be on tomorrow night.
Yeah. We'll sort of time. Yeah. But and I'm actually part of the Blue Wave and Never a Foul now, so I'm there doing some stuff. But just catch me around. Follow me there if you want to know what I'm doing. So.
Yes, great, bro. And big up everyone in the comments who tuned in today. Remember to like the video. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. I know I didn't bring up that comment, people.
We got to Daniel every time.
Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow. I think you're doing the most tomorrow on the Twitch. You, Flawless, and Eleanor.
Are we?
I don't know. You said you guys do it every week, Monday midnight. Time. Yeah, so make sure you tune into that.
Turn your notifications on. That's what you should do. Turn your notifications on.
Just turn your notifications on, people.
Like 30 minutes before, then you get the heads up.
Yeah, because it's on the Twitch. If they do it, Flawless will probably be going live. He normally goes live about 20 minutes before he goes live on the Twitch. Normally goes live on the YouTube, so people know to go over to the Twitch. And this week, we got members Q&A on the Twitch on Tuesday. YouTube Q&A on the Wednesday, Thursday another members Q&A on the Twitch. Also, sometime this week we'll be having the analysis at Anfield show versus the Balls at the Bridge podcast, for Liverpool Chelsea. So that should be a good one. I know they didn't gonna talk versus Balls at the Bridge one the other day, so that was a good show as well. So make sure you tune into those people, and big up for tuning in to the Q&A today, guys.